Oh, there's a lot of holidays to mark down on your summer calendar. Of course, Memorial Day, Flag Day, a personal favorite, 4th of July coming up. And they all usually look back to remember moments of our great history, but one looks forward. I'm talking about one day. Started the new fiscal year here in the state of Idaho, and it's not technically a holiday, but there is a lot to talk about tomorrow because unless otherwise written in legislation, tomorrow is the day that new laws are enforceable here in the Gem State. All that reporting we do through the legislative session, telling you about what's going on, everything with the state lawmakers. Well, tomorrow, that's kind of the payoff because that's when a lot of this starts to impact you. So Andrew Bartline's going to catch us all up.
Heating up the voting booth next election day? Well, check the ID you got on hand. I'm talking to you, college kids.
Students maybe from a state like Washington or Oregon where they vote by mail may come over here with their student ID and vote in person and then fill out their ballot from another state and thereby voting twice.
That concern held enough weight for Idaho lawmakers to remove student IDs as an acceptable form of identification at voting polls. Bill sponsors say 104 people in the entire state used a student ID in the 2022 general election. Democrats largely oppose the legislation. Currently, 8 people sit on the Gem State's death row, with the most recent execution dating back more than a decade.
We are unaware of the availability of any other drug that would allow us to complete an execution.
The state says the drug in demand for lethal injection is hard to get.
That's punishment. This is the just punishment under our laws of our state.
Representative Bruce Skog proposed bringing back the firing squad in response. The bill passed with strong support, but not without pushback, even from fellow Republican lawmakers.
It's, in a word, brutal. And the use of the firing squad, in my opinion, is beneath the dignity of the state of Idaho.
And welcome you to the Senate.
One of the more packed committee rooms hosted the debate on public school bathrooms and their strict separation based on biological sex.
The school's going to be responsible to make sure about the comfort level of a child on any side of this equation.
Senate Bill 1100 drew that hard line. Transgender students in Idaho public schools must now use the bathroom of their biological sex. Any school breaking that law can be sued in civil court for $5,000.
When I, transitioned, I knew there was going to be challenges, but there's a lot of people who would sell us out for $5,000 even if they weren't really bothered.
We are experienced.
The state of Idaho bans near all abortions, exceptions for rape with a police report, incest, or a doctor's decision to prevent the death of the mother. It's leading some outside state lines.
Yes, they have been leaving Idaho to get abortion care.
But some of those, too, are now illegal.
A connection to abortion and human trafficking.
It is now against the law to drive a minor across state lines for an abortion, granted the intent to hide the abortion from the parents or legal guardians. Even with parental permission, you'd be presumed guilty of trafficking until proven innocent, and it's punishable by serving 2 to 5 years in state prison.
Is the next step here surveillance? Are they going to start surveilling Idahoans in terms of what we are doing when we cross state borders?
The state of Idaho does not collect or spend property taxes.
But the state did try to do something about it. House Speaker Republican Mike Moyle worked with the Senate to shell out hundreds of millions of dollars back to local school districts. The idea is to pay off bonds and levies and lessen the burden on local property taxpayers. But there's no guarantee taxes will go down as a result.
Nobody's really talked about that because they have that option. They can raise their budgets, and if they do, you won't see as much property tax relief.
These are just 5 of the more than 250 new laws that officially go on the books starting tomorrow, though a large majority of those are budgets, bills, things that keep the cogs of government moving in motion. Joe, your chief political reporter, how'd I do? What's the grade?
You did okay. I will say this. You missed something.
Yeah?
Okay, boys, roll the tape. How about this? And Katie, how do I say
no.
this? All right, erectodromius, according to producer Katie. We'll just call him Ori. Starting tomorrow, this is the new official state dinosaur of Idaho. Andrew, your thoughts?
That's, that didn't make my top 5, but it's in a list somewhere. Out of the 250, it fits somewhere in that pecking order.
Okay, well, I know that there's some grade school kids around the state of Idaho that are celebrating because they brought this to lawmakers. They got it through the process. They got all the lawmakers to sign off on it, which is amazing.
It was a 4th grade class, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know you and Brian worked on this a lot as a 4th grade class. Pretty cool.
So we'll just call it the Ori dinosaur here. So anyway, starting tomorrow, Idaho has its first official dinosaur. So there you go.
Circle it on the calendar.
Good
I'm
job.
excited. I'll celebrate.
A-.
Okay, that's a good grade. Better than the grades I got in school.
We'll talk about it after the show. All right.
Thanks, Joe.
It's Andrew Bartline. Thank you.